Think you know everything about Major League Baseball? Think again. What's up, everyone? I'm Jack Vooteries, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the archives, dusting off the history books, and uncovering some truly mind-blowing facts about America's pastime. These aren't your everyday trivia tidbits. We're talking about the kind of stuff that'll make even the most die-hard, cap-wearing, hot-dog-eating baseball fanatics raise an eyebrow and say, wait, really? We've scoured high and low from the earliest days of the sport to the modern era to bring you a lineup of facts that are as surprising as a ninth-inning grand slam. You might know your ERAs from your RBIs, and you might even be able to recite Babe Ruth's career home run total, but I guarantee there are some curveballs in this list that you won't see coming. We're talking about unbelievable records, quirky moments, and historical milestones that have shaped the game we love. So grab your peanuts and Cracker Jack, settle into your favorite seat, because we're about to take you on a journey through some of the most astonishing and lesser-known aspects of Major League Baseball. Get ready to have your perception of the game changed forever. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll have a whole new arsenal of facts to impress your friends with at the next game. Let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with the very foundation of it all. Many folks talk about baseball's long history, but how far back are we really talking for the professional league we know today? Well, the first professional baseball league, the National Association of Professional Baseball Players, was actually established way back in 1871. However, the true precursor, the moment the game really started to formalize professionally, can be traced to the Cincinnati Red Stockings in 1869. They were the first team to openly declare themselves as fully professional, paying all their players. This was a monumental shift, really, moving from purely amateur clubs to a system where players earned a living playing ball. This was a pivotal moment, setting the stage for what would eventually become Major League Baseball. Imagine the scene. Just a few years after the Civil War, America was looking for new forms of entertainment and unity, and baseball stepped up to the plate, so to speak. The success of the Red Stockings, who went undefeated in their inaugural professional season, demonstrated the viability of professional baseball and spurred the formation of more professional teams and eventually organized leagues. It's incredible to think that the sport has been a professional endeavor for over 150 years, evolving from those early rugged days to the global spectacle it is today. We've all sat through some long games, extra innings, rain delays, the whole 9 yards. But can you imagine a game that lasted over 8 hours? Well, it happened. The longest professional baseball game in history by innings actually went for 26 innings. This epic contest took place on May 1st, 1920, between the Brooklyn Robins, who would later become the Dodgers, and the Boston Braves. For 8 hours and 6 minutes, these two teams battled it out, pushing themselves to the absolute limit of endurance. Think about that. That's like watching an entire movie trilogy back-to-back, but instead, it's just one baseball game. The most incredible part? Both starting pitchers, Leon Cador for Brooklyn and Joe Ushker for Boston, pitched the entire 26 innings for their respective teams. Can you even fathom that today? It's a feat of stamina that's almost unimaginable in modern baseball, where pitch counts and reliever specialists dominate. The game was eventually called a 1-1 tie due to darkness, as stadium lighting wasn't what it is today. Those players must have been absolutely exhausted, but they etched their names into baseball folklore with a performance that still stands as a testament to endurance and determination. Baseball is a game often dominated by towering athletes, but one of the most memorable plate appearances belongs to the shortest player ever, Eddie Gaedel. Standing at just 3 feet 7 inches tall, Gaedel made his one and only Major League appearance on August 19, 1951, for the St. Louis Browns. This wasn't some fluke. It was a publicity stunt orchestrated by Bill Veeck, a man known for his showmanship and willingness to push the boundaries of baseball entertainment. Veeck sent Gaedel up to pinch hit, wearing the number 1/8 on his jersey. The Detroit Tigers pitcher Bob Kane reportedly struggled to keep a straight face. With such a minuscule strike zone, Gaedel was under strict orders not to swing. As you can imagine, he walked on 4 straight pitches, trotting down to first base and being promptly replaced by a pinch runner. The league wasn't amused. American League President Will Harridge voided Gaedel's contract the next day and implemented rules to prevent such an occurrence from happening again. But for one brief, unforgettable moment, Eddie Gaedel was a big leaguer. We all love a good offensive explosion, a game where the bats are just on fire and runs are piling up. But what's the most runs ever scored in a single MLB game? Prepare for a number that sounds more like a football score. On August 25, 1922, the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies engaged in an absolute slugfest that resulted in a combined total of 49 runs. The Cubs eventually came out on top, winning the game 26-23. Just imagine being a pitcher in that game or a fan trying to keep score. That game still holds the record for the most runs scored in a single game in modern MLB history. It was a wild affair with balls flying out of Baker Bowl, the Phillies' notoriously hitter-friendly ballpark at the time. There were 51 hits in total, including 9 home runs, though remarkably, neither team hit a grand slam. It was just a relentless barrage of offense from both sides, a true statistical anomaly that showcases the unpredictable and sometimes utterly chaotic nature of baseball. Games like these remind us that no matter how much we analyze and strategize, baseball can always throw a massive surprise our way. When you think of historic baseball stadiums, one name inevitably comes to mind: Fenway Park. Home of the Boston Red Sox, Fenway is the oldest Major League Baseball stadium still in active use. It first opened its gates way back on April 20th, 1912, the very same week the Titanic tragically sank, which really puts its age into perspective. For over a century, this iconic ballpark has been the backdrop for countless legendary moments, unforgettable games, and the unwavering passion of Red Sox Nation. It's more than just a stadium, it's a living, breathing piece of baseball history. What makes Fenway so special beyond its age are its unique and quirky features. The legendary green monster in left field, the pesky pole in right, the triangle in center field. These aren't just architectural oddities, they're integral parts of the game played within its walls, influencing strategy and creating unique plays you won't see anywhere else. Walking into Fenway is like stepping back in time, feeling the echoes of past greats like Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, and Pedro Martinez. It stands as a beloved cathedral of baseball, a testament to the enduring appeal of the sport and its cherished traditions. For decades, one of the most distinct differences between the American League and the National League was the designated hitter, or DH rule. Introduced by the American League back in 1973, the DH rule allowed teams to substitute a hitter for the pitcher in the batting lineup, aiming to boost offensive production and add another layer of strategy. This meant AL pitchers typically didn't have to step into the batter's box, a task many of them, frankly, weren't very good at. It was a move designed to inject more offense and excitement into the game. However, the National League famously held out, clinging to the tradition of pitchers taking their turn at bat. This created a fascinating strategic divergence, especially noticeable during interleague play in the World Series, where DH rules would alternate based on the home team's league. But in a significant shift for the sport, the designated hitter rule became universal across all of Major League Baseball starting with the 2022 season as part of the new collective bargaining agreement. This marked the end of an era and unified the playing rules, though the debates about its merits and the nostalgia for pitcher at-bats certainly continue among fans. When you talk about sheer, unadulterated pitching dominance, one name stands head and shoulders above the rest: Nolan Ryan. The Ryan Express was a force of nature on the mound, known for his blazing fastball that often exceeded 100 miles per hour, even late into his career, and a devastating curveball. His longevity and consistent ability to overpower hitters led him to amass an incredible and likely unbreakable record for the most career strikeouts in Major League Baseball history. Prepare for this number. Ryan fanned a staggering 5,714 batters over his 27-year career. To put that into perspective, the pitcher second on the all-time list, Randy Johnson, is nearly 1,000 strikeouts, behind him with 4,875. Ryan's record is a testament not just to his incredible arm, but also to his dedication and durability, pitching effectively into his mid-40s. Beyond the strikeouts, he also threw an astonishing 7 no-hitters, another record that may never be matched. He was an intimidating presence, a true icon of the game, whose performances left hitters shaking their heads and fans in absolute awe. Today, we take it for granted that we can watch almost any MLB game from the comfort of our homes, on massive high-definition screens with multiple camera angles. But there was a time when seeing a live baseball game meant you had to be at the ballpark. The groundbreaking moment when baseball first flickered onto television screens occurred on August 26, 1939. It was a college baseball game between Princeton and Columbia earlier that year that was first televised, but the first Major League Baseball game broadcast was between the Cincinnati Reds and the Brooklyn Dodgers, played at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. The broadcast was handled by W2XBS, an experimental station that would eventually become WNBC. Imagine the scene. Only a few hundred television sets even existed in the New York area at the time. The technology was rudimentary, to say the least. Announcer Red Barber called the game using just two cameras, one positioned near third base and another high above home plate. Viewers would have seen a grainy, somewhat blurry image, but it was revolutionary. It was the very beginning of a relationship between baseball and television that would fundamentally change how fans consume the sport, bringing the ballpark into living rooms across the nation and, eventually, the world. When it comes to ultimate success in Major League Baseball, one franchise stands in a league of its own, the New York Yankees. The Bronx Bombers have built an unparalleled dynasty, a true empire of championships. They hold the record for the most World Series titles won by a single team, and it's not even close. The Yankees have hoisted the Commissioner's Trophy an astounding 27 times. That's more than double the next closest team, the St. Louis Cardinals, who have 11. This incredible success spans across multiple generations of baseball. From the era of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, through Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, and then onto the modern dynasties with players like Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera, the Yankees have consistently found ways to build championship-caliber teams. Their history is a tapestry woven with legendary players, iconic moments, and an expectation of excellence that permeates the entire organization. Wearing the pinstripes comes with immense pressure, but also the allure of adding to one of the most storied legacies in all of professional sports. Their 27 titles are a monumental achievement that underscores their dominant place in baseball history. Ever wondered just how many baseballs are used over the course of a full Major League Baseball season? The number is truly staggering. MLB goes through an estimated 900,000 to over 1 million baseballs each and every season. That's an incredible mountain of stitched cowhide. Think about it. Every pitch, every foul ball into the stands, every home run, every ball scuffed or dirtied even slightly, often leads to a new ball being introduced into the game. Umpires are constantly being resupplied by bat boys and ball girls throughout the contest. And here's a fun detail about those baseballs. Each one has a remarkably short lifespan in an actual game, often lasting only a few pitches on average before it's taken out of play. Before they even reach the field, every single MLB baseball is meticulously hand-rubbed with a special mud from a secret location in New Jersey, known as Lena Blackburn Baseball Rubbing Mud. This process removes the sheen from the new balls and allows pitchers to get a better grip. So, the next time you see a player toss a ball into the crowd, remember it's just one of nearly a million that make the game possible each year. Few moments in baseball history, or even American history, carry the profound significance of April 15, 1947. On that day, Jackie Robinson stepped onto Ebbets Field as a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers, shattering Major League Baseball's shameful color barrier that had stood for over half a century. This wasn't just about playing a game, it was a courageous act that challenged deeply entrenched segregation and prejudice, marking a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. Robinson's journey was one of immense bravery and resilience. He faced unimaginable hostility, from racist taunts and threats from fans and opposing players, to even mistreatment from some of his own teammates initially. Yet, Jackie handled it all with incredible dignity and an unwavering determination to succeed, not just for himself, but for all the African-American players who would follow. His exceptional talent on the field, Rookie of the Year, MVP, World Series champion, was undeniable, but his impact transcended statistics. Jackie Robinson didn't just change baseball, he helped change a nation, paving the way for a more inclusive and equitable society, and his legacy continues to inspire generations. For any baseball player, coach, or contributor, the ultimate honor is enshrinement in the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. This revered institution, the keeper of baseball's rich history and greatest legends, is located in the picturesque village of Cooperstown, New York. But why Cooperstown? It's not a major city, nor was it home to any early MLB franchises. The choice of Cooperstown is rooted in a popular, though historically debated narrative that baseball was invented there in 1839 by Abner Doubleday. While historians now largely agree that baseball evolved from older bat and ball games like rounders and cricket, the Doubleday myth had taken hold in the early 20th century. Stephen Carlton Clark, a Cooperstown native and philanthropist, sought to establish a museum to honor baseball and boost local tourism, capitalizing on this legendary connection. The Hall of Fame officially opened its doors on June 12, 1939, coinciding with the supposed centennial of Doubleday's invention. Regardless of its origin story's accuracy, Cooperstown has become the spiritual home of baseball, a pilgrimage site for fans wanting to connect with the heroes and history of the game. And there you have it, 12 incredible MLB facts that hopefully gave you a new appreciation for the rich, surprising, and sometimes downright quirky history of this amazing sport. From 8-hour marathons on the mound to the shortest player to ever step up to the plate, and the sheer volume of baseballs used each season, the story of baseball is filled with more than just wins and losses. It's a tapestry of human endeavor, remarkable achievements, and moments that have become legendary. We've journeyed from the very beginnings of professional baseball all the way to the hallowed halls of Cooperstown, uncovering tales of endurance, innovation, and groundbreaking courage. It just goes to show, no matter how long you've been a fan, there's always something new to learn, something that can deepen your connection to the game. Baseball's history is as deep and fascinating as any well-pitched game full of unexpected curveballs and thrilling home runs. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the lesser-known corners of Major League Baseball. These stories are a huge part of what makes the sport so special and enduring. How many of these did you already know? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing sports facts.